All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to break down a complete system for mastering one of the most powerful skills you can possibly have, patience. And look, we're not just talking about, waiting in line without sighing. We're talking about what our source material calls God-level patience. This is the real deal. So let's get into it.
So let's just start with the big question, right? The one we've all screamed inside our heads while stuck in traffic or waiting for a page to load. Why is patience so darn hard? I mean, you know that feeling, right? That agitation, that itch, that urge to just do something, anything to make the waiting stop.
And here's the thing, and this is maybe the most important takeaway right at the start. The problem isn't you. It's not some flaw in your character. Nope. It's a feature of your brain. See, your brain is hardwired for survival. It hates waiting, it freaks out when things go slow, and man, does it want rewards like right now. So this isn't a moral failing. It's just a brain problem. And the good news is we can train it.
Okay, so before we go any further, let's make sure we're all on the same page. What even is patience? Well, for our purposes, it's pretty simple. It's the ability to wait without losing control over your emotions or your actions. I like to think of it like being a rock in a storm. The wind and the rain, that's your emotions, your impulses. They're just hammering away at you, but you stay steady. That's the control we're after.
So what does it look like when you take this skill to the absolute highest level? Well, our source calls it God-level patience. And yeah, I know it sounds pretty intense, right? But what it really boils down to is achieving a state of complete, total operational control. And this is what that actually looks like in the real world. This isn't just some abstract idea. It's a checklist of behaviors. I mean, just imagine this for a second. You never rush. You never panic, even when things are going south. You never act out of emotion. You stay calm even when you're losing. You stop when your plan says stop, and you only act when your plan says act. That's not being a robot. That's being a pro. And it's what you need for success in any high-stakes game.
Okay, that all sounds great, but how do we actually get there? We need a tool, right? Something simple, something we can actually use in the heat of the moment when our brain is screaming at us. Well, our source gives us exactly that. It's basically your own personal God mode button.
And here it is, the formula. It's just 5 simple steps. The next time you feel that impulse to rush, I want you to try this. First, just pause. Stop everything for 2 seconds. That's it. Then, breathe. Take one slow, deep breath to calm your body down. Third, think. Ask yourself a simple question. Is this the safe move or the fast move? Fourth, choose. Pick the smart option, not the impulsive one. And finally, only when your mind is steady and clear, you act.
Seriously, just let that sink in for a second. That simple 5-step process, that is your God mode button. It's your emergency brake. It's the circuit breaker that stops you from making a dumb, impulsive decision. It pulls you out of that emotional tailspin and puts you right back in the driver's seat. It's your sure-shot way to find patience right when you need it most.
Now, that 5-step formula is an amazing tool for when you're in the thick of it. But for it to work every single time, you need a solid foundation underneath it. And that foundation? It's built on 4 core pillars of mastery.
Pillar number 1 is all about the slow mind versus the fast mind. We all have both, right? The fast mind is that reactive, lizard-brained part of you. It panics, it rushes, it gets totally overwhelmed. But the slow mind, that's your secret weapon. It's deliberate. It stays in control. It thinks clearly, even when everything's on fire. Our goal is to train ourselves to live in that slow mind state as much as possible.
So how do you train it? Honestly, it's almost ridiculously simple. Before every single decision you make, I don't care if it's big or small, just mentally count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. That tiny little pause creates a gap between the impulse and your action. And every time you do it, you're strengthening that slow, deliberate part of your brain.
Pillar number 2, a calm body. Look, your mind and your body are totally connected. It's a two-way street. If your heart is pounding and your breathing is all shallow, your mind is going to be a frantic mess. It has no choice. So we train the body to calm the mind. The training? Super simple. Just a deep breath in for 4 seconds and a slow breath out for 4 seconds. A calm body literally sends a signal to your brain that says, hey, we're good. No need to panic. Okay, pillar 3 is the clear plan, and this one is absolutely crucial. You can't be patient if you don't know what you're being patient for. It's like trying to wait for a bus without knowing the bus schedule or where the bus stop is. Your plan gives you the rules. When do I get in? When do I get out? What's my target? What's my max loss? You have to write it down.
Because, and this is the key, no plan equals no patience, period.
And that brings us to our fourth and final pillar, emotional strength. Because let's be real, emotions are what shatter our patience. The training for this is a really cool psychological trick. When you feel a powerful emotion coming on, don't try to fight it. Just notice it. And then name it. Literally say to yourself, okay, I feel greed right now, or I feel fear. The simple act of naming the emotion creates a little bit of distance. It makes you the observer, not the victim, and it makes that emotion a whole lot smaller.
All right, so we've got our 5-step formula. We've got our 4 pillars holding everything up. Now for the million-dollar question, how do we make this stuff automatic so we don't even have to think about it? The answer is daily practice. And you're going to love this. It only takes 10 minutes a day.
I mean, look at this workout. It's so simple. You start with a stillness drill. That's 2 minutes of just sitting still and breathing. You're literally training your brain to be okay with doing nothing. Then a slow action drill. For 2 minutes, you just do something slowly, like moving your hand. It teaches your brain that speed is not the default. Then the delay drill for 3 minutes. This one's fun. Just wait an extra 30 seconds before you check your phone or grab your coffee. It builds that reward control muscle. And you finish with a 3-minute mind check, just noticing what you're thinking and feeling. That's it. 10 minutes a day to build an actual superpower. And speaking of superpowers, let's talk about the payoff. I mean, what's the point of all this? What do you actually get for all this work? What changes in your life when you finally achieve this kind of God-level patience? Well, the rewards are massive. Think about it. You unlock the ability to stop chasing losses. You stop going on tilt. You stop revenge betting. All of those destructive emotional behaviors, gone. Instead, you can actually stick to your plan. You can build wealth slowly, safely, the right way. You start to feel, well, like a calm, cool robot, making the perfect move every single time. And I want to leave you with this one final thought, because it just perfectly sums up the entire goal here. The whole point of this training is to rewire your brain so that waiting doesn't feel like torture anymore. It just feels normal. And once you get to that point, once waiting is just your default state, you become unstoppable. Your decisions are clean, your losses stay small, and your wins just stack up. So let me ask you, what could you achieve if waiting just felt normal?